Today we'll talk about power. You know, power is a very interesting topic. Almost everybody knows what power is. Almost everybody has tasted power in some form or the other. Some of us, we have siblings at home. So, if you're the elder one, you've tasted power by commanding your younger ones to do certain things, even if it's just little things like house chores. If you're a parent, you've tasted power by commanding your children to do certain things. If you're a teacher in a school or you're in an office where you have, you know, younger colleagues, you've tasted power by telling them to do things that they really didn't want to do, but because you ordered them to do it, they had no choice but to do it. That is power. As we all know, power is acquired through force, or sometimes it is just bestowed on whoever is deemed worthy of receiving it. Like when you have a monarchical system where a king passes power to his child, his son or his daughter, or a queen, as the case may be. In a democracy, laughably, power goes to whoever is the most popular at the time, not necessarily who is the most competent, not necessarily who is the most proven, or who has the best ideas, but it's just based on popularity. But that's not why we're here, though. Why we're here is to discuss the way men wield power, the way men ascend to power and all of a sudden just have a brain flash and start behaving as if they never had any life before power and as if there will be no life after power. In Nigeria, for instance, the police is notorious for arresting innocent citizens. And when I say innocent citizens, what I mean is not necessarily that those people did not commit any crime per se, but the crime they committed does not warrant the kind of force that is used to arrest them, especially when you look at the fact that the same police force shows the ultimate reluctance in arresting the members of the higher political class when they commit excessive, jaw dropping levels of fraud or crime, as the case may be. So, saying that to say, the police is notorious for hounding down on citizens at the slightest utterance, especially these days on social media, where you could say something against the government or you could say something that criticizes someone in government, and before you know it, you're somewhere chilling in the depths of a very dark, dingy, dirty, barbaric prison. Then it begs the question, on what side do people in power stand? Sometimes people feel that just because they put on a uniform and they carry a weapon, it makes them automatically the decider of who lives and who dies. Some other people also feel that just because they are in office, just because they occupy a particular political position, that they occupy only because of the fact that the people voted for them, by the way, then it means they are the end all be all. They can decide who lives and who dies simply because of the fact that they have those that are in uniform and those that have weapons at their disposal, be it the law enforcement or the street thugs, as the case may be. One lesson to learn from looking around at African countries and even the world at large are the dictators that have crossed the thresholds of life. People like Adolf Hitler, people like Idi Amin of Uganda, people like Mobutu Sese Seko, people like Muammar Gaddafi, people like Museveni, who is still very much around, people like Robert Mugabe. Lest I forget, Sani Abacha, whom attained levels of wickedness that can only be described as straight from hell. The common denominator in the lives of all these men is that at some point they seemed to be fighting for freedom, for the freedom of the people. And then, as soon as they got into power and tasted it, like Machiavelli said, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And you wonder why. Why does absolute power corrupt absolutely? Why is it that the minute a human being gets control of some kind or is backed by some legal document to exert control over another human being, automatically that person goes to the full extent that they can possibly go to make sure that their control over the next person is absolute and unquestionable? What drives man to do that to his fellow man? What drives man to lose sight of virtue? What drives man to lose sight of what is right, as opposed to doing whatever it is he or she wants to do? Because there's nobody to question them or there's nobody to persecute them, since they have the persecutors or the law enforcement on their side or in their pockets, as the case may be. Does it not occur to people that power is transient? Does it not occur to people that no matter how long you spend in power, no matter how long you spend in control of other people, a day is going to come when you're going to either be too old or just simply disposable? And then when that day comes, your time is done. Imagine being Muammar Gaddafi, up high in your palace, chilling, drinking the best wines, laughing, entertaining guests, having the best women in your bed or the best men, as the case may be, because we heard stories of how he used to, you know. But just imagine being Muammar Gaddafi for a minute and imagine the entire, the entire Libya at your feet this minute. And then all of a sudden, you're on the street getting dragged out, and the person that normally wouldn't even be able to breathe in the same space where you exist is holding you by your neck and delivering life-ending blows to your face. Just imagine the contrast. Imagine the irony of being so high up there, and then before you know it, you crash to the very depths of the bottom and you're almost unrecognizable. Samuel Doe of Liberia is another leader that comes to mind. Samuel Doe, when he was arrested, was beaten like a common thief. Soldiers stood on his body while he was still alive. Soldiers who were recruits, soldiers that ordinarily won't be able to even talk to him or won't be able to even look him in the eye if he was still the head of state. But Samuel Doe was treated like a common thief after his regime was overthrown in a military coup. So what is lost on most of these men or women, as the case may be? Is it that people don't realize that no matter how high you are, like they say, be kind to those you meet on your way up, because they'll be there waiting for you on your way down? As strong as you feel right now and at the peak of your powers as you feel right now, one day you'll be weak. That is how life has designed it. Whether it is physical weakness, mental weakness, or just weakness of the structure around you. Weakness of the structure in which you've put your hope all these years, that nothing can ever happen to you, nothing can ever bring you down, back to the level of the people that you're oppressing right now. Think about it. And then you wake up one morning and you're in your weak spot, and the enemy, who happens to be someone that you might have done something to, has penetrated your defenses, and now you're at the mercy of the person. So, in whatever capacity or in whatever position you find yourself, it is very, very important to exercise power with restraint. It is very important to exercise power with control, because power is like alcohol. If you don't know where to stop, you're just going to keep drinking and keep drinking until you're too drunk for your own good, until you're so drunk that anybody can even take advantage of you and you won't even know. The lesson is, in whatever situation you find yourself or in whatever position you find yourself, being placed above other people does not mean or does not give you the warrant to treat other people as if they are just, scum, or as if they are just mud that you can trample all over and it's inconsequential and nothing is going to happen. Because I assure you, on the day when you think your life is so sweet and your life is so full of joy and happiness, that is the day when the enemy might choose to strike. The Bible says the heart of man is desperately wicked. Desperately. Not, a little bit wicked or just wicked. The heart of man is desperately wicked. And what it means is, you might be wicked thinking you've done the most, but you don't understand where some people might be willing to take the extent of their own wickedness. Some people's wickedness will leave you in complete awe. You'll be amazed at how wicked some people can be. You'll be amazed at the depth, the height, and the range of thoughts that some people will put in to being wicked. So you just never know when your own time is going to run out and it will be another person's time to start or commence their own wickedness. I remain yours truly. So like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Boiling Ring Podcast.